You're listening to the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play.
The options market can be a confusing place. Sorting through the daily avalanche of data, alerts, updates, articles, and analysis to find the most important information is an overwhelming prospect. But now you have help. Welcome to the Options News Rundown, the only program that breaks through the noise to bring you the most important news and information from the world of options. Every day we bring you the top 5 option stories curated by the options experts at theoptionsinsider.com, the premier source for free options information. The Options News Rundown is brought to you by Market Taker Mentoring, the leader in option trader education. Get trader education, daily trade ideas, and more with a free 1-week trial of Market Taker Mentoring's live Advantage group coaching class by visiting markettaker.com/insider. And now it's time to break through the noise. It's time for your Options News Rundown.
Good morning. Today is Tuesday, July 3rd, 2018. This is your Options News Rundown. I'm Dan Passarelli. Our first story of the day is from investing.com, and it is the top 5 things to know in the market on Tuesday. First thing to know is Trump moves to block China Mobile's U.S. entry. The U.S. government has moved to block China Mobile from offering services to the U.S. telecommunications market, recommending its application be rejected because the firm posed national security risks. State-owned China Mobile is the world's largest telecom carrier with 899 million subscribers. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Lu Kang, in response to a question about China Mobile at a daily briefing earlier today, said, "We urge the relevant side in the United States to abandon Cold War thinking and zero-sum games." The move by U.S. President Donald Trump's administration to block China Mobile comes amid growing trade frictions between the two countries. The U.S. is set to impose tariffs on $34 billion worth of goods from China on Friday, which Beijing is expected to respond with tariffs of its own. Second thing to know today is there's a late session rally in China that soothes the market. China's stocks clawed back losses in afternoon trading, and the yuan turned higher after sinking through a key level, spurring speculation that the People's Bank of China stepped up efforts to calm jittery financial markets. The Shanghai Composite ended 0.4% higher by the end of the day, after earlier plunging as much as 1.9%. to a new 2-year low. Third thing to know today is Dow futures rise 100 points. U.S. stock futures pointed to a higher open in what will be an abbreviated session ahead of the July 4th holiday. Fourth thing to know is the dollar dips as euro pushes higher. Away from equities, the dollar eased marginally against its peers as risk sentiment improved after Chinese markets staged a late rally after tumbling overnight. The U.S. dollar index was down 0.2% at 94.40. In the bond market, the U.S. 10-year Treasury yield ticked up 1 basis point to 2.88%. That's the highest in more than a week. Bond markets will also be closing early, with that market settling at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. On the data front, U.S. auto sales will be the main economic highlight on Tuesday, which is the half-day market ahead of the July 4th holiday. The May report on factory orders is also set for release in the morning. And the fifth thing to know today is oil prices rally as supply worries are in focus. Oil futures were higher as investors pushed aside higher output concerns and refocused on supply disruptions after Libya declared force majeure on significant amounts of its crude. Brent crude oil futures were at $77.85 per barrel up 54 cents or 0.7% from their last close, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures were up 78 cents or 1% at 74.72. Our second story today is from Investing.com. The U.S. PMI points to stronger GDP growth and more Fed tightening. The June round of PMI data for the USA brought a conflicting picture month on month, but looking at it from a high-level view, it confirmed what we had already previously been seeing. On the data, the ISM manufacturing PMI jumped 1.5 points to 60.2 versus expectations of a fall to 58.2. And the market manufacturing PMI dropped 1 point to 54.4 versus the initial flash reading of 54.6. It's interesting to see such an improvement. But again, the key point is that by and large, the trend of improvement remains the same and looks consistent with GDP growth accelerating towards 4%. Also of interest were some of the details, an improvement in the export orders and a big jump in import orders. My third story today is from CNBC.com. Amazon's Prime Day will run longer than ever this year, starting July 16. Amazon said Tuesday that this year's Prime Day will kick off on July 16th at 3 p.m. Eastern with deals running for 36 hours through the following day. That makes this year's event the longest one in the company's history thus far. Prime Day is Amazon's annual sales holiday, started in 2015, which typically features deep discounts on its own devices and brands like the Fire TV and Amazon Basics. The event also lures more paid Prime members to the platform each year, as many deals are exclusive to loyal customers. And our final story of the day is from NASDAQ.com. NASDAQ extends IPO leadership and welcomes 151 new listings in the first half of 2018. We welcomed a total of 151 new listings in the first 6 months of 2018, including 93 initial public offerings, raising a total of approximately $15 billion in the U.S. market. With a 69% win rate, we've extended our IPO leadership in the U.S. to 18 consecutive quarters. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is news you can use. For today, Tuesday, July 3rd, 2018, your Options News Rundown. I'm Dan Passarelli, Trade Smart, and have a nice U.S. Independence Day holiday.
Thank you for listening to the Options News Rundown. To learn more about these stories or any other developments from the world of options, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com, the premier source for free options information. The Options News Rundown is brought to you by Market Taker Mentoring, the leader in option trader education. Get trader education, daily trade ideas, and more with a free 1-week trial of Market Taker Mentoring's live Advantage group coaching class by visiting markettaker.com/insider.
The preceding program was a production of the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play. Don't forget to follow along with your favorite programs and submit your own questions for the hosts at twitter.com/options, facebook.com/theoptionsinsider, or via questions@theoptionsinsider.com.